it's just so strange when you see like the Dustin Poirier fight, the first fight with Conor, and then the second fight with Conor, how different it was, not kicking the thigh, but instead kicking the calf. Like,
shut him down, right?
Shut him down, yeah.
Should I, 3 kicks it landed, you think?
I don't know. I mean, you'd have to go back and watch it. I think it was a few. But
I think when watching the countdown, like Conor approached the game like just boxing, right? You can tell like a boxing coaching, and that's all he was doing. So I thought that was like it's a good technique to use. If you're gonna fight him, you're looking at what he's doing in his training camp. You're gonna kick him, right? He's a boxer, so fair play to Dustin. He's a good job.
Like he did an amazing job. But Conor has that southpaw stance, heavy on the front leg, puts a lot of weight down there.
Heavy, especially when he throws his backhand, and he timed it perfectly. He throws his backhand, he kind of like slipped to the inside and landed the kick. It's a good technique to use. Who do you think wins that one?
Who knows? I mean,
Conor was catching with some good shots, just to let shut him down, but
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to figure out because Conor did hurt him. He did rock him. Dustin admitted it. He said in the first round, he rang his bell.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Dustin won. So you got to think he can win again. And I don't know. Conor never switches stances either. It's very rare. He doesn't box. No. Doesn't like his power hand is for sure his left hand.
Yeah, and if it switches, he's going to spin.
Yeah, right.
It switches, yeah. So it'd be an entertaining fight. If I put money on it, I'd probably go. I think Conor can do it again if he just fix up his stance a little bit. Earlier in his career, he was a bit more elusive, right? Now just like heavy on his legs. So I think Conor can do it if they fight again.
I'm sure he'll make an adjustment.
Yeah.
It's just crazy seeing a guy pull up in a yacht, to a big fight. I mean, he's doing shadow boxing on a yacht and meditating on the yacht. It's like, wow. Like, if he did win that way, that's like the most baller shit ever.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that. In fact, we kind of had to be like zoned in, right? I couldn't be being on yachts, and I'd have to be like isolation, like in my room, my coaches, chilling, talking. I couldn't do it. I think there's too much to do as well, right? You got to focus on your job at hand is to perform. So, if you did do it though, it'd be cool.
Because when I heard June or July, I was like, that just seems so soon. That seems so soon for a bad KO like that, like a legit out cold KO. That's a concussion. I mean, that's brain trauma. You would think you want 6 months after something like that.
Yeah. No, because I think the longer removed from this last fight with me and Conor, the further we remove, and it just takes away from the heat behind it. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's. I think that the only problem is that's the fight for the title. You are, in my eyes, if Khabib steps down, you're the uncrowned champ. So
in true Thug Jitsu fashion, shout out to Eve Edwards. I'm the only other guy to ever fight in the UFC under the Thug Jitsu banner, and he was the uncrowned world champion.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Yeah, when he knocked out Josh Thompson.
Yeah. So I'm keeping Thug Jitsu alive.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
I love Eve. But you're there for the real title though too, and I want to know what's going to happen. I really want to know if Khabib's going to step down. You should be the guy fighting for the title. No ifs, ands, or buts. Do you think it makes sense though for you to be fighting Conor for the title?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think it should be Oliveira?
Conor's been away so long. His last 2 fights at 155, he's lost. So you can't put him in there for a title fight.
Right.
How could you justify doing that when you have guys like Oliveira?
But if Khabib retires and they say, hey, this is for all the marbles, you're not going to say no. What are you going to say? You're going to say, I'm a purist. What are you going to say?
I don't know.
If Dana pulls you aside, he goes, it doesn't have to make sense.
Of course. What? But
let's make some money.
Yeah. We're fighting for the belt.
Yeah, you have to fight for the belt.
Yeah.
It is interesting that in the time where that low calf kick is coming to prominence, and this is also the time when Conor started moving away from the sport, took time off, fought boxing, then came back and had the fight with Khabib, and then came back and had the fight with Cowboy. The calf kick was never in play in any of his fights. But if you look at him stylistically, and this is one of the things, I love DC's detail that he does on ESPN. It's amazing. But when he broke down Conor's heavy weight on the right leg. He leans in like this all the time. He puts a lot of weight on that right leg. When he paws in that southpaw stance, and because you fight southpaw a lot as well, it just opens up that kick so big.
Yeah.
It's such a big weapon.
And sometimes he, like you said, that wide stance as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to check the kick from that wide stance. You know,
well, it's a crazy stance for everything other than calf kicks. It's a great stance. I mean, he's so good at moving in and covering distance with that stance. It's very karate-like.
Great countering, like you see in karate, bounce back and forth to boom attack. And he has a hell of a left hand where he's knocked out a bunch of guys with that counter, with that pull too. And that's what we worked on a lot that training camp with my boxing coach, Dia Davis, is that pull two, baiting him in to throw the pull two.
Yeah, the one time where it was one of the times, you caught him several times, but one time you caught him with that counter right hook, and you pointed at him, you're like, got you, bitch.
Yeah, that felt good. I just felt like I was kind of grabbing the wheel and starting to let him understand, no, this guy's changed. Like, this isn't the same fight.